Welcome back to another predictions video. It was a great weekend, wasn't it, last weekend? We put two doubles on and just one of the selections didn't land. I think it's only one selection in the previous maybe 3 or 4 videos that we've added to the bet slip, and it was St. Pauli. First defeat of the season, first time they failed to score, I believe, as well. So a very good win for the home side there. And, don't be discouraged when a bet loses. You would be naive to think that every single time you select a bet, it's going to win. We're just working within probabilities here. But what you can ask yourself when a bet does lose is, did I approach it in the right way? Would you put it on again? And with St. Pauli, the goal scoring form they were in, they were unbeaten all season. So of course you would. And that will leave you feeling much better. And the whole thing with OddAlerts is that we try and make you bet with more confidence. And acknowledging that bets will lose is a massive part of that. So in this one, different surroundings. Again, I'm in the UK for a funeral. So this video, because the funeral is this week, this is going to be the only video, but it's going to be a big one. We're going to cover from Monday to Friday. So if you're enjoying the content, please like, please comment. If you comment, as you know, you'll automatically be entered into a draw to win OddAlerts Pro. And with that, let's announce the winner from the previous video. So selected at random, this was the winning comment from Chris Jessett, 7322. I will be in touch as soon as I've finished recording this video. It says, I've dabbled with various football prediction stat info sites, your layout search functions, thank you, is what I'm trying to say with that one. So well done. Thanks for the comments. All of them fantastic. I mean, there's people putting really good predictions in the comments as well. So check out the comments if you're watching this video now and drop your predictions in there as well. So we will start with the trends page. This is the BTTS or over 2.5 goals trends page. This one launched last week thanks to a comment on YouTube. So if you've got any other suggestions or requests for this page, feel free. I'm going to be making a big update to trends soon, which will also include automated alerts. So you can set automated alerts based on the outcome and the trends. So we can see we've got some under 21 games here. We've got Benfica under 23s as well. The under 23s and under 21s, especially in England, very, very good for the alerts. BTTS not available pre-match, but it becomes available after around 10 to 12 minutes. And very high scoring league, those PDL and under 23 leagues in England. So English Stat, that is a German third league game, and we can see we've got the home team here that's won just under 60% of games, no draws for the away team, and they've also lost 85% of games, conceding 2.08 goals per game. So let's take a deeper look at this one. So BTTS or over 2.5 goals has landed in every single home game for Ingolstadt, and we can see they've scored in every game, over 2.5 goals in 75% of games. So looking at their home form, it is very good, isn't it? Just one defeat all season, BTTS in the last 3. They've scored in every single game. This is just what crosses my mind as I scan through those games. Now let's take a look at the away team. Their home form is dreadful, and their away form is not much better, although there is a couple of wins at least away from home. They are dreadful at the moment, conceding for fun. The odds not available as of yet on Bet365, but as you can see, it is available on a few other bookmakers. 1.46 is the best you'll get. I think for me, this one, depending on what BTTS is, I imagine it's going to be 1.85. 1.85. Let's take a look again at that home form. I guess the question is, when you get a team that's terrible, the question becomes, will they score? Can they score? What is the level of confidence you give them? Let's have a look at the probability model here for an away win. Just 14%. For BTTS, 53%. So actually, the odds aren't too far off. Let's take one more look at their away form. Well, they did score 3 goals in the previous game coming into this. They were 2-1 up at half-time there against a team that are 8th. Ingolstadt are 5th in the league. Let's finally take a look at the head-to-head. 4-1 to Ingolstadt in that previous game. 1-0 to Freiburg in the game before that. They were the 2 games in 2023. Okay, let's add that to our slip, to our selection. And then if you're new to this channel, what we do is we'll look at all the games, and at the end, we get it down to a double. Or in the case of the last video, we had 2 doubles. So we will open up the filter that we created a few videos ago. Just to remind you, these were the rules. So the home team is going to have conceded in 8 of the last 10. The probability model is giving us 38% or more. In terms of goals seen on average for the home team at home, it is 1.9. That's scored or conceded. And we'll hit search. And we get one game from today for Liberia. If you're watching on Monday, feel free to check this one out for BTTS. We'll just take a look at the odds at this moment in time. And we will see that it's not being offered. So we then look at over 2.5 goals, 1.57. You might want to set an alert on that. So these are the games that come up. And remember, odds do get added. So I'm showing games that have odds right now. So we've got a game in Ireland. We've got games in the non-league, which is where one of our winners came from in the previous video, Dulwich, wasn't it? I think that game finished 3-2. We had over 2.5 goals. Shrewsbury, Barnsley. Let's take a look at this one. Barnsley had a very, very late victory at the weekend. And if they didn't, they won that game, don't get me wrong, but it was late. I think they had a guy sent off as well. And it would have been a defeat, a draw, and then a potential defeat. So whilst they're winning games, it's a sign of a good team, and I think they will be thereabouts this season, Barnsley, certainly in the mix for the playoffs in League One, because they're just getting results, and they've lost one game since the 11th of November. Away from home, they've scored in every away game since that defeat. They've only lost once on the road. So if you were to look at the odds here, you're going to get over evens for a Barnsley win. So, I mean, this one, I just know Shrewsbury as well. They're not the most formidable of goal scorers, and you can see that, and we'll probably back this up here. If we look at the goals scored per game, it's 1 per game. BTTS landing in just 40% of games. So they're obviously conceding goals because that was one of the rules on the filter. But for BTTS, I would probably lean more towards draw no bet and maybe over 1.5 goals. We'd have to price it up and see. So we will add that to the mix on Bet365, and then we'll have a look at the end of the video. So 1.61 for the double chance. So that means that Barnsley can win or draw. So you're covering 1-1, you're covering 2-0, because we need over 1 goal as well. So 1.61, you might want to add that to a double. As you saw, Barnsley are incredible in terms of just not losing games. They've lost, was it 2 games since early November? But just knowing League One as I do, the performances may have dipped a little bit, but they're still grinding out results. And that combined with Shrewsbury's, they're not epic goal scorers by any stretch. And if you were wanting to look at BTTS, just incidentally, it is 1.88 with Pinnacle. That is the peak. So we'll take a look at this game from Scotland, and then what we'll do is look at the trends pages as an entry into some other games this week. We'll look at some strong home teams, and we'll look at some over 2.5 goals games as well. And you can jump on OddAlerts later in the week and use this quick filter. I showed you the rules before. You can set it up and save it and then come back to it. And you'll see maybe more games on here as the games get listed on bookmakers, because at the moment I'm only showing odds. I'm only showing games with odds. You can toggle that off here, so you can show all of the games, but we want games that are actually listed because we want to add them to bet slips at this moment in time. So there will be leagues that Bet365, for example, add just a couple of days before the game takes place. So you might get games added on Wednesday, Thursday for the weekend. Now back to this game in League 2. We're on Tuesday now, and we will take a look first at the general stats. So I would say quite an even game here. The away team is 3rd and Dumbarton is 4th. 60% win percentage for Spartans. That's a great name, isn't it? If we just look at the results, we can see they have conceded in the last 4 games, and the goals have been flying in at both ends, to be honest. 2-2, 1-2 and 4-4. If we look at their overall form, it has dipped, hasn't it? They had a great spell in the build-up to Christmas, but then in the new year, they've only won once, and it was away from home. Spartans come into this having lost the last couple of games, so they'll be looking to bounce back, but it's a similar story. Just 1 win in the last 5 games. Away from home, they are pretty strong. The firing blanks in the game leading up to this is a little bit of a concern for me. We'll end with the head-to-head, which was a 2-0 victory for Spartans, so they did beat them in 2023, and then the previous game was a draw at Dumbarton. Now, as well as looking at the averages, so a team might average 2 goals per game, 1.82. They're pretty nice averages, to be fair. If you're looking at a game for BTTS, you would obviously look at the goals conceded, but I would always suggest that you scroll down a little bit and then look at these occurrences, because a team might have won 9-0 once, and then, you know, they've had 3 0-0s in a row, but their average is still going to be pretty high. So always check this. Scored over 0.5 goals percentage. How many games have they actually scored in? And for Spartans, it is 90% of away games, and for Dumbarton, it is 82% of home games. If we toggle to overall, it goes to 77 and 86%. So for Spartans, I don't think you would bet against them scoring, and that kind of sits well with me in terms of looking at stronger away teams. They've conceded in 68% of games. Now, the probability model is giving this one a 55% rating for over 2.5 goals. So 1.8 implied odds. BTTS 1.77. Now let's take a look at the odds, shall we? We'll do a comparison, and again, this is, you know, similar to the Barnsley one. To be honest, you could see maybe a draw no bet here, because Spartans clearly a decent away team. 1.8 with Bet365 for BTTS. Wouldn't be surprised to see this one end 1-1. It seems like it's going to be a tight game. If we have a look at the table, there is not much separating them. 1 point between Spartans and Dumbarton. It looks like Stenhouse Muir are pretty, you know, set at the top of the table. 16 points clear of Peterhead, and it looks like second place is up for grabs between Dumbarton, Spartans and Peterhead. So in terms of that second place, this is a big game. So BTTS at 1.8, we'll add that to the slip. Just as we go, we'll add to the slip, and then we'll begin the process of culling some of these games at the end. I quite like that, to be honest. I can see it being a tight game, though. I can see it being a potential 1-1. As I said before, the only concern here, well, a concern, is the recent form of both teams. It looks like they're both in a bit of a slump. 2 defeats on the bounce for Spartans and just 1 victory in the last 5 games for both of these teams. So let us know in the comments what you think about this one. And with that, we will head to the trends pages. Now onto a game in Mexico, Cancun. They've won 11 out of 12, and they are 2.2 to do it again. They're hosting a team in Celaya. I'm going to guess that's how you say that. I was going to say Calais, but that's probably incorrect. 33% of games they've won, 56% of games they've lost. They've scored 1.22 and they've conceded just 1.22. So you would still probably favour Cancun just because of the form that they've shown so far. So this is early Wednesday. Again, they come into this with 2 defeats, so bear that in mind. But they were both away games. If we look at the home form, it's pretty good, isn't it? 3 clean sheets on the bounce as well. And for Calais, away from home, they have scored in the last 3 games. If we look at their overall form, there has certainly been an improvement. So again, it's crucial that, and I say this every time I use the trends pages on a video, it's crucial that you dig deeper into the games. The quick preview is there for a reason. It shows you the percentages. And then the big button that says view full fixture is also there for a reason. Because this team, clearly, they've changed something. Because it's chalk and cheese, isn't it? 1 win in the first, 10, 12 games. And then since that, 1 defeat. And that was away from home, 2-1. So, could we back this team to score? Again, the entry point was strong home teams. If we look at the head-to-head, Calais actually won the previous meeting in September, and they actually won the last 3, the last 4, the last 5 meetings since 2022. The last victory was 12th of Jan 2022 for Cancun. That was a 2-0 victory. So 3.10 is the peak for the away win, and obviously coming into it, you know that Cancun have got a very, very good home record, so I wouldn't even touch the full-time result for this one. It's just not worth the risk. 1.67 for BTTS. 3 clean sheets in a row, as we said. So let's have a look at the probability model as well for BTTS. 49%. So let's do an AI simulation. People have been asking me to do this. They're like, what's that button? Can you click it sometimes? So we'll click it, it'll go away, and it's given us a 2-1 victory to Cancun. So what this does is it uses the probability model and runs 5,000 simulations on this game using that data, and then gives you back some of the results. So how many times did BTTS land? 64% of the simulations. And I created this because I want to, in all of these videos and all of the stuff I do online, I just think it's important you understand probability. Because as I said at the start of the video, you're going to lose bets. Even if a team is, the model gives it an 80% chance, or Bet365 is giving a team an 80% chance with super low odds, it doesn't mean they're immune to defeat. If over 2.5 goals is 1.3, it doesn't mean that game cannot finish 0-0. And I think some people just fail to grasp that, just judging by, some of the comments you see on Twitter and stuff like that. Someone will say, well, this home team was on the trends page. They won 10 out of 10. They didn't win. Yeah, I know they didn't win. But I'm not in control here. And that's what I'm just trying to teach. I'm just trying to teach you to understand probability, because you will definitely have more success if you just grasp that. You just want to make sure probability is on your side. And that's, again, why you shouldn't put on large accumulators. Stick to singles, stick to doubles, stick to value betting as well, if you want a more disciplined, long-term betting strategy. So only over 2.5 goals is being offered at this moment, so I've added that to the slip. It'll be interesting to see how that one goes. As always, get your comments in, any predictions for these games that we're covering. Paxi, SE at home once more. From a few video goes, we had them and over 2.5, was it? Or Paxi and BTTS at fours. That was a great single. And I think, this game, 1.5 for them to win is probably worth putting it on a double, I would say, because they are still very, very good. We'll take a quick look at Paxi. I've got a soft spot for them now since they won us that single a couple of games ago. There it was against Puskas, wasn't it? 2-1 victory. And they've had a couple of 1-0 victories since then. If we look at their home form, unbeaten. And you would expect them to get the job done, although this team, no kind of form is there. They lose some, then they win some, but you would expect them to get the job done. If we look at the head-to-head, they scored 5 against them last time. There was a draw in there as well. But at home, they are one of the better teams. If you look at the table, they are top of the league. They are chasing that title, and they are being chased as well by this team that I am not going to try and pronounce in second place. So these games are massive. 1.5, you might think that's actually a little bit low. We can set an alert on that. Let me know if it hits 1.8. So you might get that alert after about 10 minutes. And of course, if they go behind, you'll certainly get that alert triggered straight away. Now we'll scroll down, and feel free to pause and have a look at these trends pages, or go to oddalerts.com/trends, and you'll be able to see them at any time, and they update live. You can actually head to these pages when the games are on as well, and you'll see that the live games appear on this page. Now BTTS and over 2.5, I'm seeing Leipzig Madrid. That is a Champions League game on Tuesday. I'm not going to touch the Champions League. Anything can happen. It's very tactical, very tight games. I prefer to just enjoy them as a spectacle, or usually get on some player card and player foul markets. You can use the player stats section on OddAlerts for that as well. So here we are then, over 2.5 goals. We will take a look at this to end the video, and we will get a couple of selections in here, and then we will review the selections we have so far. We'll try and get one from Thursday, and then we'll try and get one from Friday as well, just to round off the video. So in terms of the 100% records, double L, how do you do that? Llanelli Town, 9 out of 9 on Friday. They're playing Taffs Well, who have seen 2.8 goals on average, so just over 2.5. So let's check this one out in a bit more detail. I just saw that the over 2.5 percentage, the occurrence was only 40%, but there has been no nil-nils, and this away team has scored in 80% of away games played this season. They've conceded 1.2 goals per game on the road, and it's similar for the home team. So I would imagine that this home team has got a very good home record. They've won all but 2 games, and we can see that the average does get bumped up a little bit, because they've scored 9 goals in one game, just like I was saying before. But having said that, they've still scored in every single game, and every single home game has seen over 2.5 goals. If you look at the away form of this away team, this one looks good, to be honest, just because this away team can score. They've shown that. If we look at the head-to-head, previous meetings was 1-1, 2-1, 4-0, 2-1, 1-1. So BTTS or over 2.5 goals. And again, we can go down to the occurrences and see that the away team has scored in 80% of all away games, and they've conceded in every single game. And that's good, because you would not bet against Llanelli Town scoring. You wouldn't bet against them scoring at all. They are second in the league, and we will go ahead and find that on Bet365 and add it to the slip for the end of the video. So actually, this one has been removed from Bet365 as I record this. The odds are still logged in the database. I think what's happened is the game was rearranged. I quite like this one though. So if you've got it on your bookmaker, have a look, have a search. You can see the bookmakers that are being pulled through here. It doesn't look like it's on Pinnacle yet. So have a look. This is Monday as I'm recording this. Have a look on Tuesday, Wednesday or Thursday. See if you can find this game, because I quite like that. If it's 1.5, adding it for another double to maybe get us over evens. Also from the trends page, Al Ali, we will set an alert for that. Let's say if there's a 20% increase, let me know. And I like to do that for quite a few of the trends pages, to be honest. A few of these where they're going to be low odds, 1.25. Again, let me know if it hits 1.55 and I'll just investigate. We can do the same with this one. Let me know if it hits 1.8 and we'll save that. So we will end with the final game here from Thailand. Batham United against Uthai Thani. And we can see the average goals for the away team. 1.43, 1.83 for the home team. Failed to score is pretty low for both of these teams. Over 2.5 goals is quite high. Let's take a look at this fixture, shall we? 11th in the league against 4th, but not too much difference in terms of the games won. I would imagine this home team has a decent away record. Yep, they do. And at home, it's still pretty good, but their away record is quite something, to be fair, especially in Thailand. If you look at the overall form, they have lost just once since the 25th of September. And let's just look at the head-to-head first. 2-0 to this home team. So you would expect straight away this home team to be favourites for this game without even looking at the odds. And this away team comes into this just one defeat in the last 5 games as well, so they'll be confident. If you don't know Thai football, Buriram, no shame in losing to them as they did there. Away from home, they've scored in all but 2 games, and again, Buriram, they didn't score against Buriram. Now, if you look at the home form, one thing that does stand out straight away is that they've conceded just 5 goals, this home team. Let's have a look again at that home form. They've only played 6 games at home, and those 3 clean sheets came in the opening 3 games, didn't they? So the last 3 games they've conceded, and they've conceded 2 in the last couple. But again, one thing to notice and remember is that they've actually not played a home game since before the new year. So the 28th of December was their previous game. So up to you whether you take this one. I do like it though, just looking at the form. BTTS in the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games for this team, and they are pretty decent, it seems, as well. Uthai Thani, good goal scoring team, and as we can see, the bookies are expecting 1.37 for the victory. Now, I would not touch that because of the amount of draws that home team has had, to be fair. BTTS at 1.75, over 2.5 goals at 1.53. So I'm actually leaning more towards BTTS there, if I'm honest. And again, it's been removed from Bet365. I don't understand this. If we go to the Bet Builder, is it on there? Can we do... No. God, they're annoying, aren't they? They are very annoying. I'm going to add that on. So we will just take a look at the slip on Bet365 and we will add in this to what we're going to have, because it's not on Bet365 and we can confirm that here. They're only offering 1.53. So then, let's have a look at the selections that we've got so far. So draw or Barnsley 1.61. BTTS, we've done Barton Spartans. Cancun and Club Kalea. I think maybe we can have that as a single, to be honest. So what I'm going to do is have draw or Barnsley 1.61 with BTTS in this tie game, 1.75. So those two as a double, that's what I'm going to personally play. I'm going to price it up on William Hill or something, because they're not offering it on Bet365. And we could see, where was the game? I've got a lot of tabs open here. There it is. It's on 1xBet, it's on Betway, Marathon, Nordic, Betson, William Hill 1.73 as well. So you can check your bookmaker or your broker and see what is being offered there. So I'm going to have that with the Shrewsbury-Barnsley game. And I think I will play the Cancun game as a single. And I will remove the Paxi game because I've got an alert set on that. Remove the Dumbarton game, and that is what I'm going to play. So the 1.61 with the 1.75, that's my double. And then the Cancun over 2.5 goals. I'm just going to have that as a single because it's it's Wednesday early morning. And hopefully we see Club Calais continue that impressive turnaround in their season. So thank you as always for watching. I will be back at my usual, location and studio within the next week or so. And I hope you've enjoyed the videos. Leave a comment and you'll automatically be entered into a draw to win OddAlerts Pro. If you've got any requests or recommendations or, just feedback in general, I would love to hear it. And as always, enjoy. I hope you have a great week, and I will see you in the next one.